Jaguar Wright literally told us a couple months ago the next person that was going to go down with Diddy was going to be Jay-Z, and she has been standing on their neck for years now.
So Diddy have on tape, he taped everything. He taped everything and taped everybody.
How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah? And
some believe there may be an explanation for how Diddy has repeatedly avoided accountability for serious allegations. Critics point to a pattern of calculated tactics, similar to those observed during his widely discussed 1999 nightclub case. According to this view, these carefully planned moves are designed to redirect attention, control the narrative, and stay ahead of public backlash, turning potentially damaging controversies into carefully managed situations rather than moments of reckoning.
And as we going towards the boathouse, I look in the distance, and there's this man in all black. He's in all black. And he turns, and it looked like he had the white collar. I couldn't be sure. I couldn't be positive, but it looked like he had the white collar, because Puff said, "Yo, Gene, stay right here." And I stayed right there, and he kept on walking. So when Puff get directly to the dude, he gets down on his knees. When he gets down on his knees, this man takes something, and it seemed like it had smoke in it, and he started doing it around Puff. And then he went back and forth. And then he went up and down with it, sideways with it, then back around him. And then he put it down. And then he put his hand on Puff's head. And I guess he started, saying something. I don't even really know what he said, but I couldn't tell what he said. You understand what I'm saying? Long story short, I see Puff reach into this case. And when he reached into this case, he came out and you could see something white in his hand. I didn't know it was a bird. I didn't know what it was at first. But he threw it up in the air. And when he threw it in the air, it came straight back down like it was a brick and said, "Pow," on the concrete. And I was like, oh,
What's driving the current discussion is the growing sense that people around him are moving cautiously. Many appear unsettled by how Diddy continues without consequence, while also weighing what his return could mean after they deliberately chose to distance themselves. In situations like this, certain names inevitably enter the conversation, with Jay-Z becoming a focal point as observers question who might be affected next amid lingering issues and unanswered concerns.
Just to get out, be with his family. They didn't really railroad him like they did R. Kelly.
isn't that interesting how I've been saying it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Since 2022, I've been talking about acceptable monsters. Hand-selected, hand-picked. Tell me something. How does R. Kelly's music get snatched off the radio?
So why has his name returned to the spotlight? Jaguar Wright believes the situation goes far beyond surface-level headlines, pointing instead to a defining moment involving Diddy and Jay-Z that could carry lasting implications for the hip-hop world. Beneath the fame and relentless media attention, she suggests a subtle yet influential conflict is unfolding, one that tests loyalty against integrity and the protection of legacy against the responsibility to confront reality head-on.
To Diddy. And baby, she wasn't lying, because Jaguar Wright was just on Piers Morgan exposing the out of Jay-Z. Jaguar Wright was calling out Jay-Z for his silence, saying that now he's going to have no choice but to talk because he has connections with Diddy, R. Kelly, Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. She also said that she has victims that have video footage of these freak-offs and what they do to people, and she said that she saw what Jay-Z and Beyonce were allegedly doing to people. Jaguar Wright even said that Jay-Z is the one that allegedly set up R. Kelly because he knew everything that he was doing and he was doing the same shit. And she said that Jay-Z is the one that funded surviving R. Kelly because his best friend for years is Dream Hampton. And baby, she wasn't lying. Jay-Z and Dream Hampton have been friends for years.
Even while facing confinement, the pressure surrounding Diddy appears to be intensifying. To withstand the growing scrutiny, he may attempt to redirect attention toward others. With Jay-Z's name frequently surfacing in ongoing rumors, Jaguar Wright alludes to an even more serious and far-reaching development tied to Diddy's alleged approach, one that has yet to fully emerge, but could shake the industry more deeply than anything revealed so far.
But it's another thing when you look at it for what, in my opinion, I believe it actually is.
And what is it?
Demonic, ritualistic behaviors, humiliation rituals. Offerings to the devil.
We were just talking about that. Revelation 17. The mystery of Babylon. I don't think people really want to get into that when they talk about mystery Babylon and the abominations and the rituals, the SEX rituals, the traffic to the, traffic jam.
I mean, we all know the saying that they have out here, right? They say that the music industry, the film industry, Hollywood and all that is the devil's playground. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. What about you? Leave it in the comment section. Let's talk about it, but let's also continue.
The selling of your body, all that stuff, mystery of Babylon, y'all.
Like, I want y'all to really think about what they were talking about. See, everybody was, the spreading of bodily fluids from one person to another, using one person as a receptacle, and then taking it from that person's body and then putting it and smearing it all over.
To understand how everything reached this critical moment, it helps to look back to a time when Jay-Z and Diddy stood as dominant forces in hip-hop, shaping not only music but culture itself. Through Roc Nation and Bad Boy, they built powerful brands that defined style, influence, and ambition for an entire generation. Their high-profile events projected strength and unity. Yet, as Jaguar Wright suggests, their connection extended beyond a simple partnership, sustained instead by undisclosed realities, matters so consequential that their exposure could threaten everything they created.
An agent like Jeffrey Epstein, I watched that in a video or something, and it's possible that he came in the game young, because I heard that a story of Gene Deal saying that Diddy had to go meet with the feds. He don't know what it was about, and it was in his earlier part of his career. I wonder if he could have been working with him for all these years. Who knows? Let's talk about it in the comments, but we gonna continue.
SEX magic. Sure enough. Yeah, Jay-Z, he wears Aleister Crowley t-shirts.
Wow. I got dragged.
He had a line of his own clothing. Like, I want to really think about this.
I got dragged for bringing that to people's attention. They were like, "Oh yeah, he's a conspiracy theorist because he said." I'm like, "No, that's what he wore, and he was with Abramovich." Like, yeah, y'all gotta, who you hang with is who you are.
I'm still trying to understand how people want to sit there and talk about me, and he's sitting there frontal lobe to frontal lobe with a known witch. And people don't question.
And the funny thing is
just our world. Yeah.
The funny thing is when you talk about witches, and I'm still not going to go in on this raccoon of a content creator who decided to, shout you out one minute and then try to drag you for going on a platform and saying, you said about witchcraft takes one to know one, and he just automatic, oh, you're a witch. So the thing is that's another smear campaign. Your credibility, and then they go after your.
You want to know what's
I don't
funny?
want to say I don't want to say religiosity. What is it?
What is what?
No, I'm saying they go after your credibility.
Jaguar Wright has even suggested that Diddy's strongest option for protecting himself may be full disclosure. By embracing transparency as leverage, she argues, he could attempt to negotiate an agreement while revealing the concealed connections that have long shielded influential figures from close examination.
Jay-Z and Diddy, and nobody believed her. I remember her very first interview years ago saying how Diddy was a trafficker, and everybody thought she was crazy and everybody ridiculed everything she had to say. Well, now does she seem crazy? What I love about Jaguar Wright is watching her time and time again get vindicated on things that she says. Like, it was so crazy back then that nobody wanted to believe it, but now that we are seeing things come to light, how crazy is it actually? I've always been the type that can't stand when people are called crazy because the things that they are saying are hard for a person to believe. This doesn't make a person crazy, and these people wouldn't be saying these things for no reason. We watch it happen time and time again with these situations, just like Cat Williams, just like Michael Jackson, just like Aaron Carter, and even Kanye. I really feel like in 2024, everybody has woken up and seen that all of these people saying this throughout the years, they're not crazy. They're not saying all of this for no reason, and it's something that I've known for years. Jaguar Wright literally told us a couple months ago the next person that was going to go down with Diddy was going to be Jay-Z, and she has been standing on their neck for years now. She's even talked about Jay-Z's alleged relationships with younger people in the past, such as Aaliyah, such as Foxy Brown, such as Rihanna, and even...
Wright also maintains that a crucial part of the story involves Kathy Kurana White, whom she claims had a connection to Jay-Z and was reportedly expecting his child. According to her account, Kathy passed away just one day after allegedly planning to speak publicly about that relationship. Wright believes this element is central to understanding the unseen influences and unresolved questions that have kept certain industry matters out of public view.
She actually died screaming. And the Carters are responsible. But one of them is just a little more responsible than the other. Question is, did Sean Carter delete his mistress, his pregnant mistress, because his wife was jealous? Or could it be possible that maybe his wife's temper is just a little worse than most people think? And maybe he just had to clean it up to protect.
The allegations grow even more serious, implying that both Diddy and Jay-Z are aware of what truly happened to Kathy and that Diddy could disclose critical information if he chose to cooperate with authorities. The larger question, Wright argues, is whether he ever would. She points to early signs of tension that surfaced years ago, subtle but meaningful moments, such as Jay-Z missing one of Diddy's major events, followed by Diddy responding in kind. In an industry where every move is closely observed, these quiet exchanges carried weight. Behind the polished public appearances, a clear divide was already forming. Adding to this narrative, Roger Bonds, Diddy's former head of security, later suggested that far more was happening behind closed doors than outsiders could ever fully grasp.
Russ, did you see the two of them interact a lot?
I seen them interact, but I wouldn't say they was close. I believe Puff felt they was close.
Oh.
But if you was a person on the outside looking in, like me and Uncle Paul used to always talk about it, me and D-Rock and stuff like, yo, why Puff kind of like sucking Jay off so much? You know what I'm saying? Because you'd be like, we done flew to 5 or 6, 7 different concerts that Jay-Z has. But Jay-Z is not at one of Puff's shows. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Rock brunch where Puff will break his neck to get to the brunch. But Jay-Z don't pop up at any of Puff parties. You know, now I can only speak up until 2012. You know what I'm saying? And Puff was breaking his neck. Like at the end of the day, in our mind, we said, yo, he ain't even invite Puff to his wedding. When he married Beyonce, Steve Stout and all them was there. You know what I'm saying? And Puff was kind of in his feelings, but once again.
Oh, Puff was upset he didn't get invited to the wedding?
Of course he was. Oh. You know what I'm saying? But you got to remember, we're security, so we're bottom on a topo. So he's not going to show you that it really affects him until you have a little conversation with him, or you say something, or you overhear something. But he didn't get invited to that, you know. Yeah, Jay came through every once in a while. Like if we was in a yacht in San Tropez or one of these places like that, Jay might ride up. You know what I'm saying? And it's more or less to show, yeah, I got a yacht too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm out here too. More or less than we're tight friends. I look at it as two people that's getting money because they did have some businesses together and we did have to go to some meetings together. And it was like, this is how far it goes, but we're not friends. You know what I'm saying? Like people ask me that all the time. I mean, Jay ain't really with Puff. It was no personal into it. It would be like if Ron Burgos is flying from LA on his jet, but Jay-Z just so happens to be going to New York too. We all end up on the jet flying back, those type of things, but nothing to go out his way into. If we in the club, you might be downtown or bed or something like that. Jay-Z might be there. So they end up at the same table. You know what I'm saying? And it was times where I listen to the records now where Jay-Z said, yo, why should I drink Ciroc when why should I drink Grey Goose when Puff got Ciroc? This is something new that just started happening because I remember we almost got into a big altercation with Peckhaz and them because
Rashawn Peckhaz?
Yeah, because Puff was there and Jay and them was there and they had a bunch of Grey Goose bottles come to the table. And Puff felt like, yo, that was disrespectful. And he knocked over the Grey Goose.
Jaguar Wright has consistently kept discussions surrounding Jay-Z and Diddy alive, revisiting her claims over the years and drawing stark comparisons. She argues that powerful figures linked to major scandals, such as Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, R. Kelly, and Diddy, follow a similar pattern in her view. Wright maintains that Jay-Z operated with calculated precision behind the scenes, carefully preserving a protected public image while others absorbed the fallout. She portrays his influence as something that rarely appears direct, yet quietly shapes events from just beyond public view.
For enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who was a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who was a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. There ain't no way.
According to Jaguar Wright, this is precisely why she believes Diddy could eventually turn on Jay-Z. When pressure reaches its peak and self-preservation becomes the priority, she argues that the most strategic move may be allowing long-hidden information to surface. While her statements may sound extreme to some, Wright insists she has been sounding these alarms for years. She alleges that Jay-Z and Diddy have maintained their dominance through calculated influence and tightly controlled systems, shaping careers, guiding public narratives, and exerting power behind the scenes in ways she believes most people have yet to fully understand.
That he may start revealing things about other people.
He has no choice. His ego and his addiction won't allow him to do anything different. Anybody who thinks he's not going to talk is crazy. He's got everybody on tape. They all know it. It's a mess. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them.
Whether Jaguar Wright's claims are accurate or not, they have reignited one of hip-hop's most heated discussions: how much truth remains hidden beneath fame, wealth, and silence. She is not alone in scrutinizing the dynamic between Diddy and Jay-Z. Observers such as Osino have pointed to a striking pattern in Diddy's story: how quickly former allies distance themselves, most notably Jay-Z. As equals and self-made moguls who built empires from the ground up, they once ruled the industry side by side. Yet when challenges began to surround Diddy, Jay-Z appeared to step back almost immediately, shielding his reputation as though he had anticipated the upheaval long before others recognized it.
Videos are being heavily suppressed. You know, I gotta read you guys this. It's funny. It's like they really want to corral everywhere I go and who I talk to and what I say. Oh, hold on. Where is it? Oh, I don't have it in here. I sent myself the wrong one. No, that was a long. Oh, but then there is this. Oh, did you see this? Have you seen this? Yeah. Jaguar Wright, almost unalived by Diddy's hitman. Noah Jacob, TV. I shouted him out once before. I guess they paid you real good. You fake Christian piece of crap. Bearing false witness. You call yourself a Christian? Bearing false witness, you stupid little kid. Because if you think I'm not going to come after your platform, and if you think I'm not going to make sure that everybody goes to your platform and report you for the lies you told, with your AI evidence video that you put up.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what the video said? That number one, it said Diddy's hitman, but I thought.
Despite countless photos capturing them together at parties and industry events, Jay-Z reportedly began minimizing their relationship, keeping every reference to Diddy strictly professional. Osino notes that Jay-Z's demeanor shifted into a cold, calculated detachment, essentially reducing their history to nothing more than crossing paths. In this view, it was never about friendship, but survival. Jay-Z appeared to recognize that remaining publicly aligned with Diddy during turbulent times could jeopardize his own standing. Now, new claims suggest that Jay-Z's alleged connections to known informants are also being examined, with some asserting that he may be quietly navigating the situation to protect himself while remaining indirectly tied to the fallout surrounding Diddy.
Daddy, he's not going to be able to do none of the stuff he was doing before, though, as far as business-wise.
Look, Puff Daddy and Jay-Z were considered peers at one point. Now, Jay-Z and Diddy are not talked about in the same
Jay-Z
thing.
got the fuck away from that shit fast. You know what I'm saying?
Jay-Z was like, yeah, I don't know him. I know, but not like that.
They got like 80 pictures together, all type of parties.
I know, of course they know each other.
Hov said, listen, I don't know.
Hov
said, Hov ain't going for Hov. I don't know, boy. We was together a couple times. I don't know, boy. I don't got that.
Within the industry, attention has also turned to Perez, whose background is widely known. She previously cooperated with federal authorities in a high-profile case, information that exists within the public record. For some observers, including Oskit, It raises questions about how someone with that history could later rise to a leadership position at Roc Nation under a figure whose image was built on street credibility. This contrast has fueled speculation about possible federal connections and discreet oversight. Gondal has further suggested that the story surrounding Diddy extends far beyond any single individual, pointing instead to a broader, hidden network operating largely outside public view.
Well,
As far as Kanye West concerned,
here's the thing, right? Kanye, and I know some of the people around him, it's like Kanye can no longer do a lot of things he could do before.
like what?
He can't tour in Europe. He can't tour in America. He has to go to like China, South Korea, like Brazil. There's only a few places in the world that'll book him. He can't even go into Australia. Like Australia said that the Hail Hitler song got him banned to even enter the country, even though his wife is Australian. He wasn't even trying to perform. They wouldn't even let him in the country. Listen, you start doing songs like Hail Hitler, you become a symbol of hatred to the world.
That's like one of the worst people you could ever try.
You know, I interviewed the dude that wrote that song, Dave Blunts. You know, the big...
Okay, what's that? Write this song.
Nah, well, he performed it though. I mean, it's still his song, but yeah, no, Dave Blunts wrote it. He also wrote the cousin song, the one about giving his cousin head. And I asked him, I'm like,
So what's this guy? What's this guy that wrote the songs? Is it
Dave Blunts. He's like the 600-pound rapper.
Tapes, and I want you to give more clarity. So you believe they only got Puffy because they wanted these tapes? What do you think is on these tapes,
Bro? You got to realize you got people like Prince Harry. Prince Harry was at a Diddy party. You got some of the same Universal executives. Diddy made it cool for, I'm just gonna say it like this, man, whites to hang out with the hood dudes. Dude from the hood, he made it cool and safe for them to hang out with the white executives. They used them for that. They used them enough, whereas that now you got white executives doing Diddy-like parties. Remember the dude from, Frantic? The clothing line, the sports line? They was mad because they didn't get invites to his party because he was doing white parties, doing parties like Diddy. Now I ain't talking about the freak off party part of it, but I'm just saying he was doing those parties and everybody, there was rappers, or I think Stephen A. Smith said something about he was upset that he didn't get no invite. So it was those parties that everybody want to be at. So Diddy have on tape, he taped everything.
If these claims ultimately prove accurate and additional high-profile figures come under scrutiny, the fallout could dramatically reshape the industry's power structure. Such a shift could allow Jay-Z and his wife to further consolidate influence over the business side of hip-hop, facing far less competition than before. While some speculate that Jay-Z may eventually face challenges of his own, many believe that moment, if it comes at all, is still far off. He is reportedly well insulated, and observers note that it took years to assemble a case strong enough to target Diddy. Jay-Z has also shown little hesitation in distancing himself from allies when it serves his interests. Should Diddy decide to come forward, however, that decision could place Jay-Z directly under scrutiny. The lingering question remains, could all of this be part of a larger, carefully calculated strategy playing out behind the scenes? If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe to US King Master for more powerful and eye-opening content. Thanks for watching.